week. So if you've got questions, feel free to put those in the comment section. I'm going to be going through some of the new stuff we've got that we'll be releasing next week. So you should be able to see, excuse me, my screen here in just a second. There it goes. We are on our dashboard. So first, we're just going to discuss just a few things that we're dropping next week from the website, and then we'll also discuss what we've got coming in on the app as well. So I'll open up my phone. I'll show you what that's going to look like as well. So first things first, we're on the website. Not a crazy overhaul, not a complete overhaul. The dashboard, that still looks the same. Where we've really made some changes and some upgrades that I think you guys are really going to like is via the maps page. And so if you're logged in on your dashboard, we're going to scroll down and we're going to hit this little button that says maps. That's where the major changes have occurred inside of Hail Trace. So first things first, switched over from the main map sources to a company called Mapbox, and we feel like they give us, and I think you guys will see this as well, a more reliable, quicker processing satellite image overlay. That's just, it looks crisper, it works quicker, it's sharper, and it's just really going to give you a better way to view maps. So one of the first things we've done is that. A lot of advantages to us switching over to Mapbox, mainly the crispness of it, the updatability of it, and the speed of processing the data that has to be sifted through. Because obviously satellite imaging, there's a lot more data than just a regular street map view. So Mapbox was the best that we were able to look at and put in there. So that's the major change as far as, or that's one of the major changes as far as that goes. So you'll see a little bit different view from the map perspective, just from that Mapbox view. One of the other major changes and upgrades that we've made that we've kind of been teasing is the algorithm maps. The algorithm maps kind of give you a unique advantage if you're going to partner with Hail Trace to help you meet and crush your goals for 2021. You're partnering with us because of our accuracy, because of our ability to discern where areas are impacted by severe weather, and because we have the world's best hail mapping meteorologists who have mapped over 40,000 hours of severe weather. You match that with this new algorithm, you basically have a human-driven AI that's going to help you be more accurate, be more precise. It's going to help you get a deeper verification on the areas that are impacted. So you have peace of mind. You could just go crush sales and just go make money, knowing that you've got this system behind you and that's going to deliver the richest, most accurate data available, and that's pretty awesome. So let's talk about like what that looks like, or how that impacts you. So obviously we've got our proprietary industry-leading meteorologist-based maps that our team of expert meteorologists painfully pour over each radar event to create the most accurate hail and wind map available anywhere. But then we also then have that algorithm. So it's going to give you two different looks at it. And so that's pretty cool. So we've also changed the way that you're going to search for maps. So you'll see over here on the left-hand side, let's jump into that. So we've added a couple key features that are going to make it a little bit easier for you to find the maps that you're looking for. And so let's just go through some of those. So we've updated the date range. Instead of just searching specific dates, we actually have the ability to, if we're looking over here at the left-hand side of the screen, we can do this drop down and we can do all time. We can do this year, last year, we can do 1 to 5 years, or we can do a custom. But what we've added is the ability to say, hey, I want to see what's happened in the last 3 years. I can just click that and have the last 3 years show up in my map search bar there. We've also added, this is really cool, we've added the star level search. So if I just want to see the super impactful storms for my area or any area, I can do that. So if I say, I just want to see the 4 and the 5-star storms that have come within my area, I can do that. Then we go down to this radius search. We've updated that a little bit, a little more intuitive, a little easier to use. All we've got to do is take this, we've got to check this radius box, and then we just take that out. We're going to do 50 miles, go up to 50 miles, do that scale, push that over to 50 miles. And now we've got the ability to see all the storms that have happened within 50 miles of where we've selected. So we've selected just randomly right here in Oklahoma City, which is our backyard. Hail Trace HQ is right here in Edmond, Oklahoma, just north of Oklahoma City. So we're just going to use our backyard as the backdrop to show you guys some maps and what they look like. So first things first, we see all these maps available, right? So we've got the 4/28, 2020, we've got 3/27, 2020, and we've got March 23rd of 2019. So another thing that we've kind of transitioned over into is, instead of naming each individual storm by the locations that it goes through, we thought we'd try to make it a little easier for you. We're gonna sort these by date. So there's no more looking for the am I looking for Spencer Chucked Edmond? Was it Piedmont, Bethany, Yukon storm that I'm looking for? We're trying to get that out and just say, hey, look by area. If it came within your area, pick the date. It's going to show it to you, and you're going to be able to discern some information from that. So we're going to click on this date. First things first, we're going to click on that 4/28 date, and I want you guys to see what this looks like. And we'll try to find a 5-star map as well. Show you guys some cool stuff. Internet is lagging a little bit. I'm still at home. There we go. So we're on. Let's do meteorologist wind algorithm and meteorologist hail. So now we can see we've got a few maps available here. And one thing that I want you guys to look at is down here near Bethany, we've got a few different layers available, right? So if I go by layers and I just get rid of this meteorologist hail map, now I'm left with the algorithm-based hail map. So we can look at it there. Now the algorithm-based hail map is going to let you guys see a more precise view of the hail areas in the radar data that's producing, or the algorithm that's pulling from this radar data. It's going to give you a more precise look. You'll see in these little contours, they're pretty detailed, right? They're pretty precise. Like you even see this one come down, it kind of comes in, and then all of a sudden it just juts in to the east and then juts back out to the west. So you're going to get a more precise look with all of these events. But when we're talking about meteorologist-based map, that's where the accuracy is going to come into play. So you can see that these do line up in a lot of areas. That we're seeing some of the same contours, or very similar contours. You can see where the algorithm had some stuff on the 28th between our Met-based maps. So right here between Minko and Tuttle, the algorithm picked up some stuff right there that our Mets did not map. So you're going to get a kind of a two verification system. So the big new feature blast upgrade is going to be the algorithm-based maps paired with our Met-based maps, which is going to give you a huge advantage in your market, having both of those sets. So we like to call it human-driven AI to give you the best results possible. You pair that with our outstanding customer success team to help you guys get rolling and make sure that everything is functioning right, and you guys can get the best possible ROI out of Hail Trace to make the most money you possibly can. Success is on the horizon for you. And if you're not utilizing Hail Trace for that, like you're probably not going to make as much money. So I know our customers that are really successful with us, they know what I'm talking about, and they're going to be super successful in getting all this stuff out of it. So what this allows you to do is have both of those maps, but then it also allows you to pull all of your customers out of those data sets, right? So one of the most important things that you can do right now, and the reason we want to release this now, and we always want to do this before hail season starts, is because one, we want to get you guys up to speed and trained on this new stuff that we're bringing to the table. But two, we also kind of use it as a reminder to, hey, it's not hail season yet. It's still February. It's February 18th. let's get all of your contacts integrated with HailTrace, because with HailTrace's ability to capture all of your data, all of your impacted data, and give you what we basically view as like a warm leads list. We can extract your data from this exclusive double set of data here, and then you've got a warm leads list to go run on. So storm happens in your area, you got 100 contacts in there, 50 of them get popped by this storm. You're going to be able to quickly get that out. So right now is the time to make sure that your contacts are in there, and we never feel like we can overemphasize that. We can never oversell that, because that's one of the most important things that you can do. Because if it hails in your city today, if you don't know how many of your existing customers or contacts are impacted by that storm, like you're losing out on thousands of dollars. And if we're talking about the commercial realm, you're losing out on potentially millions of dollars. So we want to make sure that your customers are in there. I know we got a couple of our guys on here. Antonio's on here watching. He's one of our outstanding customer success specialists that will really make sure that all of your contacts are in there. So reach out to your CSS, make sure that they know you want your contacts in there, because the day after the storm is not the time to get your customers in there. Now is the time to get those contacts in there so we can quickly pull them out of HailTrace. So some really cool things there. So if we take a look over at what is going on the screen, once we have these maps loaded onto the screen, we can see all we've got to do is hover our mouse over a layer, and it's going to show us some weather events. So we've got the hail size, $half size hail from 428. We move to the orange. That's going to take us up to golf ball size hail. I want you guys to see what happens when we overlay, or when we hover our mouse over both the algorithm and the meteorologist based hail maps. We've got the algorithm says 2.75 inch hail. Our Met said 3.75 inch hail. That's just going to give us a kind of a breakdown of what each thing is showing us. And then obviously we've got what we've had since 2018, these hailstones that are these hail pictures that are available via our company cam logo there. So anytime we hover our mouse over that company cam logo, we're going to see those hail picture evidence. It's one of the things that our Mets do, and our entire staff actually, during a severe weather event, they'll go scour social media, and they'll go find, the news outlets, Twitter pages, Instagram pages, Facebook, all those social media outlets. They'll go find those news outlets, and they'll start searching for pictures of actual hail that's happening in that area right then. And then we'll reach out to those people. We'll try to get a more specific location, a precise location. You see with this one, Highway 4 and Highway 152. We try to get as accurate, or as close to a location as we possibly can. And most of the time that comes in the form of an intersection. And what that does for us is, one, it helps our meteorologists kind of understand what's happening on the ground, because what they're looking at is a little bit higher than ground level from the radar perspective, right? So what these pictures allow them to do is see what we call ground truths, and helps them kind of understand and analyze the storm a little bit better, utilizing these pictures. But then for you guys, it helps you see the types and sizes of hail that were falling in a specific storm. So we really feel like that's a really good advantage that you guys have within the HailTrace family of apps. And looking at all these pictures, you can see, 15th and Morgan over there in Yukon. That's a big stone. That definitely justifies that 2.5 inch hail right there. So that's just a really cool thing. It's also a pretty great marketing tool. When you guys are standing with a homeowner, you can say, hey, check it out. This is like a couple blocks. So this happened like a couple blocks away, 15th and Morgan. Look at this huge hailstone. So it's kind of can be a marketing tool as well. So, and then again, if we just click on those, we're going to be able to see that picture as well. So my internet is kind of not functioning to full effect here. There it goes. We click on that, we get that. There's another great picture of hail. So let's download another one if we can. Let's find this one from March 27th of 2020. That was a good one. That actually dropped some hail on my house, right in the right in West Edmond, Northwest Oklahoma City, I guess. So there's that one. You can see again, like all of these, anytime we hover over these swaths, we're going to get some storm details, right? So pretty cool stuff there. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on this. The major upgrades are the searchability of maps. Some of the things that we've allowed you to search, like some of the filters you can put on, like the star level search. The radius is a little more seamless. The date range search is a little more intuitive. You don't have to scroll through days and months and years of dates to see what's going on. We've made that a little bit easier for you guys to actually search and look at. But then obviously the algorithm based maps as well. So we've got a lot of cool stuff packed in to that first 15 minutes or so. The next thing we want to talk about, obviously we've got the wind in there as well. We've been mapping wind since September, October 2018. And so that's still available as well. Let's see if I can find a wind event. It doesn't look like we've got, let's uncheck this 5-star stuff, and let's see if we can find a wind event, show you what that looks like. For those of you who don't know Hail Trace or have been on Hail Trace or are new to Hail Trace, you might not have seen a wind event. Those are going to be depicted by more blue swath colors. You'll see all those out there, and you're going to see that wind event. We're different than every other mapping software out there as far as wind goes, because we're not just going to take wind reports from the National Weather Service and make big bubbles around them. That's not a wind map. We actually take the time to go through and pour over that radar data and see what's actually happening and start to contour some areas that are impacted by wind. One of the biggest wind events we did last year was the derecho. Besides the hurricane events, obviously those are always huge, but that derecho event up in the North Midwest, that's a big one as well. One of the key things to remember, I think it's always just good to reemphasize how we map wind. It's hard to just map straight line winds. So we need some precipitation. We need some storm related wind stuff. I like to think of it like a dolphin swimming through the ocean. We've got to have some precipitation or some objects reflecting for the radar data to pick that, or for the radar to pick that up, kind of like a dolphin needs to send sonar to see where it's going underwater. A kind of a similar situation to mapping wind. If it's just straight line wind, it's really hard to see in the radar. I'm sure our meteorologists that are on here, I think some of them are on here, might even be telling me like it's basically impossible to pick up straight line wind in the radar unless there's precipitation involved. So just something to keep in mind. I know that's not what this webinar is about, but I always think it's good to reiterate what wind is and what it is not. So you've got 3 key map functions to look at. And the biggest one that we've added is the algorithm to pair with our already stellar award-winning wind and hail that's created by our outstanding Met team. All right, so the next thing we want to do is we've kind of shifted a little bit of what downloaded maps look like. We can quickly get rid of those maps. So if we're like, hey, I've got too many maps on the screen, let's start from scratch. We can click this clear downloads button, or we can click one of those check marks and they're just going to get rid of those maps for us. We go back to that search area and then we can start over from there. Another change that we made is this location details. Anytime you click on the location details, in our current website, you're going to see all of that address details at the top, which a lot of the times, like, okay, we're not really concerned with that. We want to see the weather related impact stuff, right? So we can see all the map impact details that have impacted this specific address. And so if we go beyond that, we can see this weather impact history. It's going to show us all the events that have hit this specific address. And if I just click on a random address up here in Edmond, it's going to show me the same stuff. It's just going to show me for that specific address. So we've created 2 tabs at the bottom so we can see that impact history by default. But then if we do want to see the place details, we could just toggle over that tab and then we can see that from there. So all that stuff is available. I want to get over to the app as well. I'll pause real quick for questions if we got any on there. It looks like we've got some good conversations going on on this Facebook. It doesn't look like we have any questions, but those are some of the new features. Some key takeaways to think about before we jump over the app is new map interface using Mapbox. They're an outstanding resource for us, and they have blown us away with their capabilities, the speed to process data, the crispness of the maps, the updatability. That stuff is just going to be awesome for you guys. I think it's going to be a little bit, a lot of times, one thing you might not think about, but we run into every once in a while is areas that are going through the process of expanding. Like suburbs pushing out, and construction of new homes expanding beyond the city. You'll see an area that's a brand new neighborhood that's been sitting there for a year and it's not been updated. In one of the other major map providers, Mapbox is going to be a little bit quicker to update that as well. And so you're gonna see less of, well, I know that there's a house there, but it's showing just a patch of dirt. So you're going to see a little bit more updatability, just stuff that maybe we don't think about all the time, but it's a really cool feature. And then we've got the algorithm-based maps. We've got our award-winning MET-based hail and wind maps that are second to none, and our world-renowned hail experts creating those maps as well. So. And then we've got the ability to add new filters to the searchability of our maps. I know that's a lot to take in, and we'll be doing more of these as we go. I'm going to do another one of these tomorrow, and then we'll be doing some training sessions so you can really get in and understand and play around with the new stuff, because it's not available now. You can't just get on Hailtrace and go play around with this stuff. But next week, it's going to be available for you guys to get in, play around, and go do some stuff on. So. Thanks, Justin. Justin says, love the overlay of the two maps. Gonna need to get an autograph from you, pal, here over the next few months. Just want to throw that out there. My man Justin going to drop some knowledge. I want to say it's in Miami, coming up quick. Justin Dant dropping some knowledge with a commercial panel. If I got that wrong, I apologize. But I know you're going out as an industry expert to Lee Hates. Little deal in Miami, I think. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, let's hop over to the app and let's show you guys what this app can do, because that's really where Hailtrace is going to let you guys shine. So we have made some real overhaul changes to our app, and I think you guys are going to love it. It's super exciting to see. I've seen. I've been here since the release of our first actual app, and it was cool at the time, but our shout out to our dev team, Austin, our CTO, bringing this around to what it is now. I mean, it was really cool to see at the time, but now seeing this new iteration of this app it's even more amazing to look at, just knowing where we came from. When I started, we didn't really have an app. It was an app that took you to a web page, a mobile web page. And then Austin, I think, worked probably 200 hours a week to get this app live and ready to go. And once that was there, it was like, we thought that was the coolest thing ever. But then as we keep evolving, we're like, oh man, this is the coolest app ever. So I'm sure the next app that we release beyond this one, we're going to look back and go, oh man, that app sucked. But that's just a testament to how awesome our team is, and how incredible and visionary they are in putting these things into place to let us have this amazingly functioning app. So all that to say, Austin's probably not even on here watching. He didn't even get to hear me say that. Our entire team is just fantastic. This is a full team effort. There's a lot of stuff that has to be tested across the board. So if you haven't heard me or somebody else say about Hailtrace, we have the best team in the world, and I can't imagine any better team than the one we've got with us at the office right now. Okay, so let's jump on here and let's show you this app, because this is where some really cool stuff is coming into the fold. So here we are. We're looking at this app. This is our dashboard. You're going to see my face. It's going to tell me welcome. I'm going to see a few different things. We've cleaned up the dashboard a little bit crisper, a little bit cleaner. The buttons aren't as big, so we're going to be able to get to every single thing that we want to get to within seconds. We don't have to scroll. Those buttons aren't huge now. We've got the ability to get into maps. We've got the ability to get into tasks. We've added this sweet new canvassing leaderboard that's available inside the website. But now, as you're out in the field knocking doors, putting boots on the ground, you're going to be able to see this very cool canvassing leaderboard that allows you to filter and see reports based on year, and then marker creations, contact creations, conversions, total contacts. Like, you're going to be able to see that, and you're going to be able to see what the team is doing and what your teammates are doing. So it's going to take that report feature, that canvassing leaderboard feature, beyond just the website, and let you have it at your fingertips as you're out in the field. So that's pretty cool. So let's go back. Got down here at the bottom, you see all these notifications. So those are just going to be right there. You don't have to click on the notification button. All you got to do is be on your dashboard, and it's going to show you all of these notifications. You can load more of those, but then any of these notifications you can tap on. It's going to take you to that map. So if you want to click on this new two-star wind map, it's going to take you to that. It's going to download that map, and it's going to be right there available to us. And so we can see that right there from our, I don't even know where that is. I want to say that's in Florida. I wasn't even paying attention to where that was. So let's go back and let's look. North Carolina. So you can tap on that. It's going to take you to the map, and you see that downloaded right there. Let's actually go to maps. If we tap on that button, it's going to take us to the map page. And so this, again, map box is our overlay. That's going to be a lot crisper, a lot cleaner, a lot smoother for you. And then there's a lot to be said for having an overlay that functions the way we need it to function. It's going to process through that loads of, there's just way more data inside of a satellite image than there is inside of just a street map view. So we need our map to be able to process that stuff. So you can see all my canvassing pins loading right in there. And as I zoom in, we're going to see all those break out. Those orange ones, those orange dots, those are going to indicate my canvassing pins. The green ones are going to indicate my contact pins. So as I zoom in, you're going to start to see those turn into actual canvassing pins. So you're going to be able to see every single one of your canvassing pins from high up above. But then as you move down, you're going to get to see the more precise pins as you move in on a location. So let's talk about the algorithm-based maps and the Met-based maps inside the website. So, or inside the app. Sorry, we click. If we tap on, let me do that again. If we just tap on an area, it's going to pull up some location details. So one of the very first things you see at the top is this impact timeline. It's going to show you all of the dates, all the severe weather dates associated with this specific address. That's a new feature as well. That used to, you can do that very quickly inside the website. In the app, it took you a couple of clicks, a couple of buttons to get there. And this, where all you got to do is be on that location details, tap on an address. It's going to give you this impact timeline. Another couple of things that we've added just to give you guys some cool stats and some cool numbers to look at is number of impacts per year. And this is going to be per address that we've clicked on. So each address that we click on, it's going to give you these 3 different sets of data here. Number of impacts per year. So we've got this all the way back to 2017. So we're just going to go back 5 years, including the present year. So 2017, none, 1 in 2018, 2 in 2019, 0 in 2020, and none yet in this year. And then it's going to allow us to see the max hail size per year. So we can see max hail size in 2019 was 1.75. So some golf balls dropping at that specific address. And then we've got max wind speed per year. So 2019, we show that max wind speed being right there at 73 miles per hour. Some pretty cool stuff. Another thing that we'll have in there currently down is they're making some modifications to it inside the app space anyway. There's a lot of stuff that goes into getting this app to you guys and making sure that it's all up and up. So it's been paused, so they've taken that out so they could do some maintenance on that. At the very top of this page, you're going to see this little black button that says download impact report. So in the way our current system is set up, you tap on an address, you create a contact, you can download an instant report, an instant impact report that's going to show you that address and how um, severe weather has stacked up against that. So it's going to give you an automated report that our team has built out to look pretty slick, pretty cool, and going to show you a lot of information in a very nice, professional looking document. You can put that as part of your documents into your CRM. You can put that into some documents as part of your claims process. You can give that to the homeowner to see, so they know the type of impact history that their specific address. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with that. What we've added now is the ability to get that right in the middle of the app on any address that you could possibly click on without the need to make a contact. So again, it's not available right now. It will be available once that app is released. If you were on the call with it, or if you were on the webinar with us yesterday, you saw me actually download a report. All you got to do is click on that. And then there's a little black button at the top that says download impact report. You answer a couple questions, put a few pieces of information. It's going to email you that impact PDF, which is pretty cool. Now, when we're looking at impact history, we've got a few more tabs at the bottom. We can look at the place details. That's going to give us address specific information. If there's contact details available, you're going to see that. And then we can also create from there. So we can create a contact, or we can create one of our canvassing pins. So let's swipe down. Let's look at maps. So maps, we've created, we've added just a little bit more intuitive search process, kind of like the website. We've made it. We've given you the ability to look at pull up maps just a little bit quicker there. So let's look at past 10 years, and let's look at a 10-mile radius of where I've clicked. So I've set my parameters, 10 years, 10 miles, and now I see this one. Let's look at, let's pull that one up from Algorithm Hail, and Met-based hail. So you'll see those again, the same ones I pulled up inside of the website as well. Let's see where we go here. Whoops, I don't want to do that. Let's look at maps again. Make sure this algorithm-based map is pulled up. That's the one I really want to pull up here. So we do have the algorithm-based. There we go. Pull that up again. And should download for me. There we go. Algorithm-based map downloaded for me. Let's see what that looks like there. There we go. So now we've got both of those algorithm-based maps. You've got the two overlays there for you. And so that's going to allow you to see that there. So that's the maps and the searchability of the maps. We've upgraded that, made that a little bit more efficient for you. Then as a canvassing tool, that's always something that we really want to make sure that we're, as best as we possibly can. So our teams that are out there canvassing can easily and efficiently drop some canvassing pins. So we've made some updates to that as well. So we're going to actually go down into a neighborhood. I want to show you how to actually canvass via the new website, and how seamless it is, how quickly we can do it, and some of the upgrades we've made to how you can canvass. So if you used the canvassing app before, the main way to drop a canvassing pin is to just hold your finger down. We call that the long press, and that's going to pull up the options to drop these canvassing pins. You can go to location details and hit create, but we like the ability to just hold our finger down on a specific address, and now we've got the ability to drop a canvassing pin. The upgrade that we've made to the canvassing process is if we tap on a pin, it's just going to drop it for us. But if we hold our finger down on the pin, hold on, I am fat fingering this, so it's not doing what I want it to do. There is, well, this is kind of a similar snafu to what happened to me yesterday with my canvassing pin. So Bill Hicks is probably in there laughing at me. The ability to drop canvassing pins is still as seamless as we wanted it to be. All you got to do, or as we want it to be, all you got to do is hold your finger down, tap on that pin, and you're going to drop that 3 tab there. We can drop that. Now, if we go back and press on that, we can actually change the type of the pin, the title of the pin. We can edit that. We can add some descriptors there. We can see the map impact details. I'm canvassing inside of both of these swaths so I can see that is the area impacted by, or that area has been impacted by both an algorithm-based map and a MET-based map. And then we see the homeowner information, and then we can actually convert that to a contact there as well. So those are some of the major upgrades to the app. I'm gonna pause for questions, let you guys ask some questions if you want. I just want you guys to see some of the major changes that we've made, some of the things that we've been cooking that we're gonna be dropping next week. We think this is gonna be more efficient. It's gonna help you guys just have a more efficient tool in your tool belt to go out and make more money. Because at the end of the day, we wanna make sure that we are helping you drive your success utilizing our stuff. So I'm gonna pause for questions and then we'll get you guys out of here. And I'm also going to answer some questions. I'm going to go back through this chat and see if we have any questions on here. Grady says, I want hail. Yeah, us too. If you haven't seen our hail forecast, we're doing another one on the 23rd of this month with Company Cam. Derek's going to be dropping the forecast again, show you guys where we think it's going to be hailing. So, Nice. Definitely want to get a full team training. Absolutely, Justin. We'd love to give you a full team training. Doesn't look like we have any questions. Thanks for jumping on here with me. Thanks for being a part of the Hail Trace family. We are super pumped to be dropping this new iteration of our stuff, our newest app, our newest web app. That's going to be available via website and then via Google Play Store and via Apple iOS Store, or the Apple Store, I guess. I'm going to jump off here. You guys are awesome. Thanks for sticking with me. We're right at 40 minutes. Hopefully we showed you some cool stuff. We'll be in touch. We'll see you guys next week for this new drop. Peace.